Hello everybody and welcome to the Halloween Picks of 2021. We're starting off with mine this time. Well, last year we did Addams Family. How about we do the sequel now, since it's actually out now on digital? Might as well while we're at it. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, these movies
actually came out very recently.
Yeah. So might as well get this done. Why not? So basically everybody, if you remember last year we took a look at the first movie that we all enjoyed. Despite the fact that critics, journalists, and even YouTube critics call it a quote-unquote animated disaster, as 24 Frames of Nick calls it. Honestly, to be honest with you, so if the first movie is an animated disaster, quote-unquote, then what the hell is Food Fight? Like, seriously, really? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you're forced to like the movie. If you dislike the movie, that's fine, but seriously, an animated disaster? How many animated films have you seen? Go on, Joe, sorry.
Oh. To be fair to them, they probably did also call Food Fight terrible. Like I said, I enjoyed the movie, but I did feel like there was tons of room for improvement, and there were some things I didn't care for. I can see why people would have been annoyed by it. Granted, it is good that it brought back the old design, so hopefully the sequel can improve on things.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, I will argue this movie is not as good as the first one, but I'll let you decide that. The point is, the point is, everybody. Yeah. So for this version, we actually have the entire cast return, except for the one who played Pugsley in the original. In the original, Pugsley was, I forgot who voiced Pugsley in the first movie, but right now he's voiced by a different actor called Javon Walton. Javon, is that how you pronounce this? The point is, it's a different kid. And to be fair, honestly, I actually like him better as Pugsley than the previous actor because he sounds more age appropriate. So I actually consider this as an improvement personally. So nice. We also got Wallace Shawn in it this time, so that should be cool. But yeah, aside from that, we got all the important key people: Oscar Isaac, Charlize Theron, Chloe Grace Moretz, and Nick Kroll. We also got the same directors, not the same writers though. So I guess we'll have to see how this goes. And we also have Snoop Dogg returning as Cousin It again. So that's nice. I actually like him in the first movie, to be honest with you. So I'm actually not okay with that. Start right before the MGM logo. We're watching on this the digital copy. I don't know if it's going to be different on the Blu-ray, but well, before the MGM logo should be fine. 3, 2, 1, click.
So, a guy wants to see the Addams Family on Twitter, and then he encountered this. There you go.
For the record, Edge posted that guy in a cinema sitting very comfortably.
Eating pie with a spoon.
Anyway...
This is what movie theaters are like now.
Well, my God!
I
was instead mentioning Despicable Me, but sure, can work the same.
So we started a science fair.
Tastes like grape jelly and mustard.
Is this like milking a cow?
I guess.
Let's just say this is a science experiment Wednesday's got, so we'll see how it is.
But today's Tuesday.
Okay, Joey, is this the four? Oh.
Well, you may remember from the first movie that this Wednesday is very keen on science, so... yeah. Oh, I love this one.
Of course, can't be an American Science Fair without the volcano.
You know, no science fair I've been to had a volcano. I think they were banned.
I don't remember like these being a thing in our schools.
No, we don't do that either in my country.
American cartoons do this kind of thing all the time. Every time there's a science fair, there's somebody with a volcano. I never got that.
I wonder if it's a state-to-state kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Volcanoes are kind of like the easy project to do.
Simple chemical reaction.
Again, what makes me enjoy?
Cool.
I mean, what makes me really enjoy these movies, despite their flaws, is the characters. They really get the characters right.
Now that's something to traumatize the children with.
Yeah.
So, all right, Fester, come on, you can do it.
That is not what you use that for.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, you might remember Socrates, her octopus from the first movie.
Oh, I know this one. You need a magic wand and a locket. Come on.
Oh, what? Not a piece of moldy cheese too? Come on.
I don't remember Evan. Sorry, I remember Oliver needing to use it.
Oh God.
Isn't that cute? She's playing God.
Yes. Well, Jova, what would be the fun of being a scientist if you don't get to be a mad scientist who plays God?
Also, some
Tish. That's French.
You're in the middle of a school, guys. Come
on. But that's the thing, Shiro. That's the thing, Shiro. Every time Morticia speaks French, it gets Gomez all riled up, Shiro. So it's kind of, you know.
Is he a doctor?
Cyrus Strange. So is he a cousin of Dr. Stephen Strange?
Also, totally not the villain, guys.
Totally.
Let me see who is voiced by. I recognize this voice.
Oh, God, I'm drawing a blank. Let me see.
It ain't you.
Bill Hader, too. Bill Hader.
Okay.
Oh, Bill Hader.
Yep.
From SNL. Also, he was the same guy who voiced...
Oh, I know this one. Yeah, how can you be a winner if you're a loser?
Also, Wednesday, your hair. They're not nooses anymore.
I guess he changed their look. Remember, Joe, if there's one thing we learned from the first one, is that this Wednesday loves to experiment with different looks. So...
Wow, you're kind of getting ahead of yourself and revealing his motivations, movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to a point where it would be kind of a twist if he's not the villain.
There we go. Now that's a volcano. Oh boy. Hey, might as well make the most of it, right?
At least the scientist took it well.
Don't you see, Tio? He sees this as a way to convince Wednesday to leave.
And guess what? The opening credits are very medieval-ish, actually.
Oh wait, Pedro, you've already.
It was also inspired by Army of the Dead to an extent.
Sure. Yes, Dej.
You've seen this ahead of time?
I have, yes. I saw when it first leaked. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the franchise. I always watch anything new that comes out of it.
Okay, I've noticed something. Addams Family franchise sure seems to like to do the whole Wednesday wants to get away from her family thing quite a bit.
They do.
Well, it's the easiest one to write.
Well, that's because it started with the Barry Sonnenfeld films, because the Barry Sonnenfeld films reinvented Wednesday to be more like she is in those movies and in here. Because before the Barry Sonnenfeld films, she was a very sweet, nice girl. And that's the whole joke with her, is that she's super sweet and nice, but she does these horrible things as well, you know. But Barry Sonnenfeld reinvented her to be more mean and aggressive, you know.
In general, Joe, like if I recall correctly, at least the original live-action series was more focused on the adults, so while the kids were at best something in the background.
Yeah. The original '60s sitcom, that's because in the strips, Charles Addams designated both Morticia and Gomez to be the main characters. It's only later with the Barry Sonnenfeld films we decided to put a bit more focus on the kids.
That said, it was still overall balanced, I'd say. But yeah, as of later stuff, more often than not, it becomes a focus on Wednesday moving away from the family. Like, even the Broadway musical, too.
Yeah. I don't personally mind. I mean, as long as it's well done, I'm fine with it. Again, I've gotten used to this Wednesday by this point. It's been years, so...
It's not the worst thing, but it feels repetitive, especially since we kind of had that already in the first movie, too. Like... Okay, it wasn't so much her trying to get away from the family, but it was her rebelling against the family, so yeah, more or less. Like
I said, and I've already said this before as well, like I actually wouldn't mind a return to 60s Wednesday for a change, you know? That would have been a nice change of pace, considering we've had aggressive Wednesday for so long at this point.
I'll give the Sondheim films credit. I feel like that was a balance between Sweet Wednesday and Aggressive Wednesday. Yes, we did have a new characteristic, but it felt like that. Whereas later stuff, yeah, it did seem to go on with more just Wednesday being passive-aggressive.
I don't know, Jova, like, Sonnenfeld Wednesday never smiles a single time, except when she's doing something evil.
Also, there's that scene in the second movie where she deliberately smiles, and it's probably one of the best parts of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually instead my question. I'm guessing this sequel operates while, taking in consideration only part of what happened in the first movie, just for the sake of, having a better startup for the comedy jokes.
Wait. Come to think of it, yeah, wasn't Uncle Fester in a relationship with the bad guy from the last movie?
Yeah, it's like with the Sonnenfeld films. In the second movie, he's no longer in a relationship mysteriously.
Well, to be fair, I feel like it was at least kind of explained why he wasn't in a relationship.
No, it wasn't. The second movie basically ignores what happens in the first one. Sorry, Jova. Values, I mean.
I wouldn't say like it completely ignored it in that case. More like it was a bit of a gap. But again, it's been a while since I've seen that, so maybe. But no, here it just...
I don't remember if it was a throwaway lie or not.
Well, anyway, there you go. The Addams Camper. For those who don't know, the Addams Camper is from the 1973 Hanna-Barbera cartoon. There you go.
So this is a vacation plot.
Yes, basically.
Yeah, I remember seeing from the trailer that it included a road trip.
So yeah,
I remember a lot of people.
Not a lot of people remember the 1973 cartoon, so it is nice that we're.
Let's just hope this one doesn't have a dragon inside it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have the dragon inside it too. No.
No, the opening, at least the opening, I forgot if it was a recurring thing, but the opening did showcase that they had a dragon inside it.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't a fan?
Nah, it was mostly the fact that, they did the typical jokes for an Hanna-Barbera cartoon with that kind of setting.
Anyway, here's Wallace Shawn's character. Let's see what he wants and who he is.
Okay.
That voice actor, is that Rex from Toy Story?
Yes, Wallace Shawn.
Oh, we're doing this, I see.
Yeah. I do like the joke that comes from this, actually. It's okay, Fester has some.
Literal tips.
There you go.
I mean, I guess it does count as a DNA sample.
I love what he says now as he's going away. Hold on. Listen here.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Don't leave
Absolutely.
Don't leave Granny alone in the house.
Yeah, after leaving the grandma behind, she's usually part of the main cast.
That's the thing, Joe, but they have a specific joke subplot to go with her, where she's gonna be the whole teenager alone at the house while the parents aren't there to give parties and stuff like that.
I mean, the house seems to agree.
See, the spirit,
Yeah.
the spirit agrees. There you go.
As long as the house agrees, you know.
Oh
Of
boy.
course.
Road trip.
To all the darkest places of
Actu-
America, as the Addams would do.
I know that some people think it's overused in films, but I actually really dig road trip movies, Goofy Movie and stuff like that. Like, I actually really dig. I'm a sucker for road trip movies. I actually really like them, to be honest with
I
you.
would I would say that they haven't been done in a while at the very least, so at least there's not much of a saturation.
You get recently
Right
got
now.
the Mitchells versus the Machines.
It's true. I haven't seen it yet. Well, and it's more of a case. I was more referring to existing franchises that do that because in the 90s that was actually all over the place. I mean, of course.
All right.
Huh.
Addams
Awesome.
Family Vacation.
Of course, we got Nick Kroll as Uncle Fester again.
I actually like him as Uncle Fester, honestly. Like in fact, his performance reminds me a lot of '60s Fester, actually. So, ooh, Niagara. Oh crap! Looks like that science experiment did something to him.
Well, yeah, made him part octopus. So I guess we're going to Niagara Falls instead of Salem.
Well, okay.
I wonder if we get any Canada jokes while we're at it.
It's interesting because movies about with road trips and stuff like that, like a Business and But Do America did this too. Niagara Falls is always one of the go-to movie tourism spots, it seems.
Oh, don't get me wrong. As someone who lives close to it, it is
good
very
looking.
nice.
Sure.
Okay, I like most of the jokes so far. Not really fun.
Jesus.
The octopus one.
I actually like this one. Listen here.
There it is.
Lots of American cartoons and crapping on Canada.
Canada is a punchline, Pedro. That's pretty much it.
Especially to Americans.
It's because they have free healthcare, so it's just us common.
Fuck you and your free healthcare.
How dare you?
Oh,
They made you feel better by giving you maple cake.
Ooh.
Yeah, Wednesday doesn't do hugs.
Exciting. Yeah, I'm literally Wednesday. Wednesday's being moved right now. Yeah, I'm getting big Slenderman movie energies from this.
God, I forgot. I had a friend that wanted to see that.
I'll show it to you another time, Dej. It is fun to make fun of. Hey!
Oh god, that hurt.
Yeah, I'll leave this to her. Oh no.
Man, we really. Okay. This is an insult to it, but it does kind of feel.
It feels.
Whatever a Hollywood movie plays a licensed song, sometimes it just feels.
I wonder. Well.
Oh, that's what.
Oh. Damn.
Poor guy. Also, I get it with the whole license thing, because it's always like the same 5 songs as well.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
The problem with a lot of studios that are not Disney or Pixar, they feel very insecure and they feel the need to put in pop songs, I guess. I don't know, because I guess...
Also for merchandising.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't really anything wrong with doing that. They just need to pick songs that are, like, appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, I checked 4 people behind the screenplay, and only 2 of which actually involved with the story. The other 2 were Ben Quinn and Susanna Fogel.
Man, I played enough Donkey Kong Country to see where this is going.
Yep. Nah, I don't think so.
I would say this, for the CGI animation, the water effect looks actually great.
Yeah, it is, which is interesting because these movies don't have big budgets at all compared to other, like something like a Pixar movie or something. So it is weird.
Yeah, makes me wonder why like DreamWorks and Illumination do it, because their budgets aren't that big, to my knowledge.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Definitely. Damn.
Also, stop doing sound effect.
Hey, kitty cat.
Oh no.
If I remember, tell you really enjoyed in the first movie how Morticia uses a crystal ball as her Skype equivalent. In here, and she uses
Morse code.
Morse code has texts. So
why not? Yeah.
That girl looks like she's related to that one.
Yeah, that the plant is on a vegan diet, as in she only eats vegans. Yeah. Oh.
Sleepy Hollow. Well, that is a classic.
The Oscar Isaac, right?
Oscar Isaac, yes.
Somehow, Palpatine returned.
Horror.
Oh God! Oh God, it's even worse.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Wednesday's just being a little too mean-spirited to Pugsley. I get it. She does do torture here and there, but usually the joke is that Pugsley's into it.
Well, Pugsley's into it as well.
Not really. There have been some points where he's even begged his mother to make Wednesday stop. It's kind of iffy.
Yeah, I felt like the dynamic in the first one is that they both try to sabotage each other.
Yeah, here it's mainly just Wednesday going after Pugsley. It feels kind of off.
Oh.
Probably because of the different writers.
Yeah.
Oh, different writers.
The same it's the same directors but the same writers. Sorry, it's the same directors but different writers. Sorry. Of course.
And then all those newborns died.
Well, at the very best, they got switched.
Which means that Wednesday could have been switched.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, I think this movie, yes, I get it. I'm not asking for something to be profound and groundbreaking, but this movie feels a little too obvious with the poise it's going here. Like, I mean, yeah, oh, totally. We're going to make it that Wednesday, literally, well, okay, maybe not literally, but Wednesday, who more often than not has been the most popular Addams, isn't a real Addams. That's like saying, oh, yeah, Luke actually wasn't a Skywalker.
That's also
but here's the thing. She looks like her mom.
Okay, in general, it might be not a no-win scenario in general, because if it's not the case, well, you're like, well, duh. And if it ends up being the case, it usually makes no sense, and it's more or less left to the status quo. So the question is, why even put it here in the first place?
It's like the Simpsons episode about Principal Skinner.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's also likely the case because, well, what?
Remember,
Yeah,
Shiro,
it's also likely the case because, you know, people who are familiar with the franchise aren't really going to be bought into this. So,
no,
like, what?
not really. See, the thing, the story in this movie is definitely, that's what I said earlier. It's not as good as because the story is definitely weaker. I mean, they are going somewhere with this. To be fair, they are going to actually have Wednesday actually learn something from all of this stuff. To be fair, but yeah,
Let me guess. Is the message that even if you aren't genetically family, you're still family?
Surprisingly not, Jova. It's the same. It's an extension of, again, what was the first movie and the strips, a celebration of being different. But you'll see for yourself. Actually,
I think the best way to sum up this movie so far is like, well, yeah, you know, a lot of the jokes are still good. Some of them don't land as well. That said, this movie is definitely less dark than the first movie, which is weird for an Addams Family project.
I wonder if it was a potential response from the team because they wanted to care only about the critics' consensus, and they said, oh, let's try to change things up to see if we can get more positive scores.
That apparently didn't work out well. That was their ploy, but I wonder if that's maybe why Wednesday doesn't have any more nooses for hair or pigtails.
Oh no!
Oh.
Ow!
Oh!
It's funny. We have
I like the
series in my cut. Sorry, go on.
I like that the electrocution is then via 2D animation. Actually, that's a nice. That's a nice touch.
2D stuff all over the place here. But it's funny because there was actually a comedy movie series in my country that spanned through decades entirely and had a recurring gag that the main character was so unlucky that had a black cloud following him all the time and raining on him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I guess Pugsley's sub-arc is that he wants to be cool with the ladies.
Yeah. That's okay, Joe, because I'm sure because we all know Uncle Fester is great with the ladies, so he'll be able to help him.
Especially when he's half an octopus now.
Wasn't this the same plot to Gravity Falls episode?
Maybe
they want a road trip.
Might have been, might have not. I don't remember
and
much.
Dipper was flirting with Hobo.
Oh no, I think Deji's right. I think there was one actually where where Uncle Stan was actually helping.
Uncle Stan,
yeah, Uncle Stan. Sorry.
I just keep remembering how Marco got a tentacle arm in Star.
Uh-oh, it's Jaws.
Get it because Universal.
Literally with the camera zoom in, zoom out function.
Well, it's kind of like how it's kind of like how Marvel in Age of Ultron uses Disney's Pinocchio as a reference.
Basically.
Yeah, because that's a studio mandate that they have to.
We have a property, might as well do it.
No, it's a mandate. It's a studio mandate.
Right. I saw this in the trailer.
Cousin It.
It's Snoop Doggy Dog.
Cousin It, the cool guy of the family. See?
You see, this is like the one licensed song I don't mind because who voices them?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg.
That said, though, that does raise a good point, though. I get that there are pop songs in the original movie, but man, there's way more in this one. That said, though, this one does work.
Again, Cousin It is all about him being the cool, rich family member, so this is much one of the cases where I don't mind it, actually. Mm-hmm. Although, yeah, I do agree that the previous one was not appropriate at all. Yeah, definitely. I like I said, I enjoyed this movie, but it's definitely a step down from the first one.
Yeah. So Cousin It is tagging around for most of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was probably a response considering he was mostly an extra in the previous one. Oof.
Yeah, again, I think this is the first time that Cousin It has had this big a role in, like...
Well, he's not going to be throughout the entirety of the rest of the movie. Eventually, he's going to go back to his... This is basically him just taking a break with them for a while. So, but yeah, he's going to be around for the entirety of the second act. Yeah, but Sure, more cousin it is always good in my book, so sure, that's fine.
I was about to say, I actually don't mind this, you know? I mean, it's an interesting concept to have cousin it be more than just a typical...
Into their credits... sorry.
Cameo.
Finish. Into their credit...
no, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure, considering how insane this family is, they can survive a car crash.
Into the movie's credit, he's not just here for the hell of it. He actually will contribute to the plot by giving Wednesday some advice. So,
is it intentional that with the watch strapped to I'm sorry, I'm too.
Looks like an eye, yeah.
San Antonio.
No, not just that. It looks like a Despicable Me minion eye.
Okay, I didn't notice that much.
Oh crap.
Hairball.
Living hairball.
Very much. I'm guessing that they basically sped up Snoop Dogg's voice for this.
And reversed, actually. Yeah. Sped up and reversed.
Do people ever?
That's how usually.
In these films?
That's how they usually do cousin it dialogue. They usually use some kind of synthesizer to mod the voice actor's voice. Wow, that's daring.
Oh God!
Please don't.
Don't worry, Terry. The movie will leave it to your imagination to see.
No cursed images allowed on my watch.
Don't worry. That's what Hotel Transylvania 4 is for.
It's a good thing I don't really care about that series. Ha. Oh
yeah, you guys are in this too. So what are you planning to do? Kidnap Wednesday from her family just to take her to Sausalita?
No, they just need that fucking DNA sample. Like, the problem is that, the Addams did not really, care that much, so there's that.
I guess to be fair, there's nothing actually binding them to giving them the DNA.
That is true. I also get the idea that, Morticia and Gomez don't really even know. The fact that they just need to give, like, an air or something.
Man, Lurch really loves Little Women.
Mm-hmm.
He reads that novel so much.
Is that what he's?
He was reading. He was in his first appearance in the first movie. He was also reading that book.
Yeah.
So. We poop. Haha.
Okay, I've seen worse, poop jokes, so I'll allow it.
It's because it was a you scoop thing. So.
Mm-hmm.
Progressive.
Yeah.
Rewarding safe drivers.
Yeah, because of the commercials.
Wow. I mean, I guess they owned the product placement there.
I guess now we're in a Gary's mod map.
No, I actually, I will say that I actually do respect a movie that completely owns its product placement, like the Power Rangers movie. Because watching Little Repulsa fucking devour a Krispy Kreme right there, like that's just, you know what? I respect you for that movie.
Yes, it's the best product placement I've seen in a movie.
The Alamo.
Oh boy, the Alamo.
Unlike Man of Steel, where
is that I think I get it. Is that supposed to be a joke about Mexican food being potentially poisonous to a lot of people?
No, the Alamo is a place that was
Motel. No, I know
the Ala Motel.
I know the historical value. I just thought, also, my God, okay, there was also one in the beginning of the first movie also had, but what's this movie's obsession with this hair?
Dolly Parton? I mean, I know it's not her, but it looks like a Dolly Parton cosplayer.
Not blonde enough.
Well, yeah, of course. Like, we can't make it too obvious. Although, yeah, she pretty much has the same hairstyle as the main bad guy from the first movie who was blonde.
You know, I have to give him credit. Doing the doing the voice for this character and also trying to do a southern voice is hard.
Yeah.
I respect that talent.
Yep.
That's
I think you broke the bell, so it'll be enough to replace that.
I actually like this scene. Yeah, and as you can probably guess, as you can probably guess, Wednesday doesn't like this at all.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody do that before she traumatizes all these children.
So there you go. We have now Cowboy Gomez and Cowboy Morticia. Well, everybody's a cowboy. Yeah, just blend in.
Honestly, the least weird thing about this is the tentacle arm.
Totally. Oh boy.
Oh no, she's cute. And cursed.
Yeah, this is cursed.
She reminds me with that more of the host, the girl, woman from the Hunger Games.
Dude, what are you doing?
Uh-huh.
How convenient. Oh. Uh-oh.
Yes, I've seen Carrie.
And also to an extent, Zootopia.
Honestly, save the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Besides, beauty constants with little girls in America always creeps me the fuck out.
Wow, I can't believe those girls recovered fast.
I love Morticia's outfit though. Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
This might take a while.
Yeah, this.
Oh, not too bad.
Oh no, you're fine.
Yeah. Io Silver?
Oh
no, the rivalry.
We'll get back to this.
Or they kiss at the end. That's my fear.
No, maybe that's the twist. They actually are brothers when we're separated.
Oh, very.
Or you ever seen Full Metal Alchemist?
Well, not Brother's Tale, but you're on the right track.
You ever see Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah, that scene where Armstrong and I forgot the other guy, become bros. Yeah.
Curtis,
They're gonna lie again.
Obviously. Yeah, you're not good at this, Gomez.
Just please don't do the stupid live reveal thing.
No.
You're gonna feed steak to
No. They're
cow?
not gonna do the live reveal thing. Not really.
Well, again, they can't do that when the person lying is shit at it.
Yeah, like Wednesday already knows that he's lying at it clearly. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep, man.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Of course, it's always the Grand Canyon. It's both Niagara Falls and Grand Canyon in these road trip movies.
I'm surprised Mount Rushmore is not included.
Maybe they'll go there eventually.
Oh.
Damn. Have any of you actually seen a cat on catnip?
Yes.
No, I'm not really that much of a.
It's very magical.
I'm not really.
Actually.
Really?
I'm not really that much of a cat person.
So
I prefer dogs.
Like to you and Shiroi?
It's more hyperactive rather than being comparable to, say, pot.
They kind of walk like they're a little bit drunk sometimes too.
All right, if I remember correct, this is also a reference to a specific horror movie, but I forgot which one it was actually.
Oh, Evil Dead? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, nope.
It's just a hole in the ground. God.
Yeah, there you go. See? Gomez and Morticia like it.
It's all about interpretation.
I think my mother has been there.
Will Smith, what are you doing here? Interesting product placement. Because it's also hilarious considering MGM actually is in the process of being bought by Amazon.
Yeah,
Hotel Transylvania.
It's probably that's a fin. That's a Finteo. Probably is. There you go. They came to get him.
Gee, I wonder if it was from a scene that we saw in one of the trailers or something. But no.
I actually didn't see any trailers, so I don't know.
I actually only saw a trailer after I found out that this movie existed, because, yeah, I won't lie, I didn't know this movie was coming out, to the point where by the time it was out, I only found out it was out because of Pedro.
Yeah, the only reason I found out was because I saw those progressive commercials when watching wrestling. Like, what?
Okay. So I'll admit, when I saw the Progressive commercials, I just assumed it was doing a tie-in with the Addams Family franchise as opposed to it being
The interesting thing.
movie.
There you go. Hold on. Huh.
Of course.
Oh, hey, continuity with the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll admit, I didn't hate the first movie, so I do find it weird how this movie
He's
doesn't
playing
seem
fast
to
and loose with
really-
it.
Yeah, very fast and loose. with
Yeah,
it.
what happened to Wednesday's best friend?
Parker? Yeah, she's nowhere
Yeah,
to be seen.
that's strange.
Well, to be fair, we didn't spend much time in their town, so you can just make an
Oh,
argument.
Wait.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I actually like this one too.
Look,
come-
man, do
hold on, hold
not
on. Get it?
propose in a national landmark. You propose in your house.
Get it? It's done to explosions, just like Tchaikovsky did with the cannons.
He's fine.
Could be worse, my dude.
So yeah, necklace with the blood of all, the blood of various generations of Addams women. And so not just women, sorry, various Addams people, sorry. Addams generations, sorry.
Okay, at least he didn't say "let me go" like a lot of dumb people do when they're being dangled above a deathly height.
Oh, what a
Oh.
surprise.
What a surprise.
So, yeah, now we pretty much know it's gotta be bogus. Granted, I see what they did. They gave him a similar head structure to her to make us think, oh, maybe she's his daughter. Right. And I didn't think to mention this whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm totally not after your scientific formula or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, look. Okay, even if you aren't an Addams Family fan, you know this is bogus, because if he really thought she was his daughter, he would have told her right there and then. No way. No way a parent who's been searching for a long-lost child for that long would just, you know, not suddenly leap at the chance to say, hey, you're my daughter.
Jesus.
Huh, so
I guess you didn't even need to ask, Joe.
I guess that's it for Wallace Shawn then.
Yep.
Huh.
He murdered a guy. Our hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Morality is not really that strong suit in the family, Dej.
It's weird. Like, Wednesday.
Also, he's reading The Shining. Cute.
Nice.
Ew.
Ow.
Hey, at least she's not going for pubic hair.
If it were a higher rated movie, they might have done that.
That being said, I really like how in his dream, while he's dreaming, he's like a Tish, you minx. So from his perspective, it was just Tish being, you know, naughty.
Portable, portable DNA kit. Why not?
Again, it's kind of like with the 90s cartoon too. Like it operates on a more, you know, wacky 90s
obviously
kids cartoon type of thing. Which again, that's fine by me. I actually think the 90s cartoon is actually one of the more underappreciated versions of the Addams Family, to be honest.
Never really did get around to watching that as much.
It's actually pretty good. I actually do recommend watching it. For example, John Aston Gomez from aka OG Gomez from the 60s sitcom, he reprises his role in it.
Oh, nice.
Yep. We also have Rob Paulson in it.
Of course, Rob Paulson's in it. Who's he? Pugsley?
The neighbor, the Addams Family neighbor, who, as you can probably guess, is the one that tries to get the family expelled out of the neighborhood and all that shit.
How lovely.
I don't know how it works, but okay.
Yeah. Okay. It is okay. To the movie's credit, to the movie's credit, she is going to, of course, by the end of the movie, realize that no, that's not how it works. So it is part of it, to be fair.
I guess again, it just feels like it's a bit of a repeat of what she learned from the first movie. So like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
It's not plus with the fact that I feel like the execution isn't as good here. Okay, look,
let me put it this way. Sorry, go on, finish.
I'm not gonna act like the first movie was remarkable or anything, but at least it felt believable with how the message went. Here, it just feels a little too, matter of fact, like this or that, and we didn't even get to truly get what exactly was the DNA test Wednesday did to even know.
She probably did it wrong.
Let me put it this way. This movie is kind of like Home Alone 2, in the sense that while it is an enjoyable movie to watch, if you take a look at critically, it doesn't really work that well because it's rehashing a lot of stuff, you know.
I mean,
the problem with a lot of sequels, you need to not be afraid to try to repeat the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but
you want to do something new, but still feel like an advancement of the I don't want to say story, but just like, okay, we're in a different scenario, but it still has the spirit of the first film.
Oh.
If I may, here's a bit of a difference between this and Home Alone 2 for me. Home Alone 2, while it does have a lot of that repeating problem, at least did feel like it was still keeping the spirit of Home Alone in it. This feels like something that is repeating stuff, but feels less Addams-ish. Like I mentioned, it's way less darker than Addams stuff here and there. And aside from, some few character-specific things here and there, this plot feels like something that I could get almost anywhere instead of being like, an Addams Family plot. That's not to say it's bad, but it feels more generic than the first movie. Like, the first movie...
What is woof these people?
What? What?
It's just a little different, Deji. God.
No. I'm saying it's like, well, time to kill all the witnesses.
Exactly. I don't see a problem here.
To be fair, that's a joke that you typically see in most adaptations. So.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Baron Samsons did it. The 90s cartoon did it.
Death
Valley, of course.
They're insane. They are evil.
Death Valley.
Are insane.
I mean, guess the joke is that it's not cold enough. Not hot enough.
Surprisingly not too.
No, the joke is that they were only walking for an hour or 5 minutes. And just... So.
Okay. Wait, really? Motorhead?
Wait, this is the this is the Ace of
Yes.
Spades?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, I remember listening to this in Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yep.
Ouch. I still haven't tried again to give it another go at Right to Hell Retribution.
While the story is indeed weaker, I still enjoy the humor. It's like the first movie.
One thing I will say, the humor is better than the first one.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I think the first movie. I think the first movie was they had more hits than this one. No, this one doesn't have. This one still has more hits.
I guess I like the darker humor in this one more.
Yeah, that's an insult too. Yeah.
You're supposed to feel angry.
So I think I reference the Terminator 2 in this, or no?
No.
No.
No. If they play Survive, I will survive. I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah,
You jinxed us, Dej.
Yes.
I recognize that mentally.
We all do.
I'm like,
Come on, musical number, everyone.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, it's contagious.
well, so I'll give it credit. At least it's someone else singing it.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. Which
Well, no, then the first
person is this cover?
Well, in the previous movie, Lurch's musical number was also with a different person's voice. Because
Dominic Lewis. There we go.
Because the actual person who plays Lurch in dialogue too is actually Conrad Vernon, one of the directors.
It's mentioned here. The singing voice for I Will Survive is Dominic Lewis.
Oh, there you go then.
Oh,
Did you know that
nice.
the Angry Birds movie has a cover of this song sang by Demi Lovato?
Is it good?
Oh yeah, it's a good. They did a good rendition of it.
Oh, sure. That line that Wednesday just said. That line that Wednesday just said, Shiroi, that sounded like a joke he would make.
Well, what did she say?
All I wanted was an execution. How was it? Like an execution? Is that too much to ask, or something along those lines? So I couldn't.
That sounds like something Alice would say, actually.
Also, COVID joke. I've been social distancing since my birth.
We also did that hand sanitizer bit with Thing before, yeah.
Why would we fight when we could dance?
Also, Shiro, Yakuza 0 told me that you can fight while dancing.
Yeah, I saw Jimmy Neutron. They did that. Not the Jimmy Neutron movie, but an episode.
Sausalito. So where exactly is this exactly in America?
California.
California. That's it. California. Yeah, they said that before.
I'll give it
actually.
credit. I haven't seen
Holy
many
crap!
movies talking about this specific
Holy crap!
city.
This looks like the house from
Stark,
Incredibles 2.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. That it looks like the house from Incredibles 2.
Tony Stark other houses that gets blown up in Iron Man 3. Hopefully.
You know, I probably should point out the irony of this guy's design. So, okay, so they gave him a head similar to Wednesday's to leave us guessing on whether or not he is our actual father. Kind of shoots the whole movie, well, it kind of shoots the first movie's message even further into the grave with the fact that, hey, there actually are people this way looking elsewhere. What the?
Hello?
She's a genetically mutated
Yeah,
animal.
he probably tried to recreate the formula.
He's Dr. Moreau, isn't
Oh my
he?
god, Dej. Dej,
What?
Oh,
you mentioned Fullmetal Alchemist before.
there you go.
Oh, no.
Oh! Wait,
Well-
We're
Sure,
not doing
sure.
this. We're so not doing this.
Well, that's the thing. Jova. If it helps you, Bill Hader's character, aside from being a kooky scientist, he doesn't do anything that the Addams usually do.
Hey,
How's this
Tio. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Jova. Sorry. Go ahead, Jova. First.
Yeah, sure. Erickson.
No, Trova. We're not doing this.
But don't you like dogs?
I do. But no, what I was saying
Time to
was,
sit, because I know it's a commission for sure.
Hold on, Dej.
Oh,
Yes, you.
God.
Tio, sorry to say, but Alice makes fursuits and she's very tempted to do that one.
Oh,
no.
wow. That one. Also,
sounds a
Shuri.
Yeah.
Also, sure, it sounds like Dad has a new mission idea in mind for you.
Also,
God.
Hold on.
also, Sherry, we found something that you and Wednesday probably would disagree heavily on. Bill Hader made a pun, and get it? And she's like, I got it. It's just that I find puns to be a lower form of humor.
Yeah, if anything, Wednesday is much more
dare you.
relatable. If anything, Wednesday is much more relatable to me in this movie.
Again! Okay, yes, we get it. He's the bad guy. You don't have to practically jump out of your skin to tell us.
Also, Wednesday, you're smarter than this.
Yeah. Like,
Okay, I wouldn't mention beforehand, but I can give songs like to Wednesday because, again, it's all about an emotional turmoil, even if obviously because of comedy she's not actually expressing it, but she does actually feel insecure about everything that's happening. So being an easy prey for being taken advantage of, I can get that.
That's not feeling well, so he'll stay in the camper.
let me
Well.
guess.
That happened.
Oh no, she's a douchebag.
You are not the father.
And that woman over there, I guess, is supposed to be the mother?
You'll see, Joel, then.
Oh, no. I get that, but I'm talking about the woman who's acting like an ostrich. She's
Oh,
the
that.
one,
Yeah. Well, she's his wife, yes, if that's what you're asking.
genetically mutated pig, isn't she?
Very good. Joel.
Yeah.
Very good.
And of course, this is the one Pugsley falls in love with. A pig, damn it.
But they try to imply, oh, that's his sister. So,
Oh God, no!
No. They
what are you doing?
don't worry, she's not his sister. Don't worry.
I'm
Remember,
just saying, that's the direction they're trying to swing us to.
no, not really. Remember, they tell that they pretty much still in the direction of that. Pugsley is the one and only Addams. He's not. He just isn't out as Wednesday.
And
It's
even
only
that,
Wednesday that they're suggesting was actually Strange's daughter. Yeah, we're definitely
How
going to say
convenient.
goodbye.
Definitely.
Really?
Okay, unless they're playing the song as an ironic joke, just come on, movie.
No, I get this is actually a moment where the movie's taking this straight.
All while an ostrich woman is jerking her head around like that.
What song is this, by the way?
Generic melodramatic song number 124.
Yeah, I don't even know what this song is.
Yeah, not gonna lie, the tone's kind of screwed up here.
Mm-hmm.
And they already have a picture.
Several.
Okay, that's funny.
Okay, good joke there.
I mean, there have been a few good jokes in here.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
yeah,
I would argue there have been more good than bad. To be honest with you.
Like,
Yeah.
when did they build that as well? Like, jeez.
They're scientists.
It's the Hall of Shame, basically.
So, if his true love is a pig,
I actually wonder if the joke at the end is that she gets, separated from the state and he doesn't like her anymore because of that.
No, not that too.
How romantic.
Well, Terry, if it works for them, why not? Jesus.
oh, okay. Oh, let me guess. The way they're going to reveal that Wednesday can't be the daughter is that it turns out Cyrus Strange's wife is a bird, so he doesn't have an actual wife to have had a kid with.
Also,
Part of it, yes.
Also, waste potential. Small wasted potential. You could have called the scientist Muro, considering what he's doing.
I know, right? So I guess they turn back over time.
Or more now, it's the same thing that's happening to Faster. The animal part is taking over the human.
Well, we'll get back to Faster.
Really? You wanted Wednesday just so you can make love to an animal and not have it be called bestiality?
No. His idea is that he wants to. You'll see.
Ouch. Yeah, you don't do that. Sorry. Curses.
She gave him the finger.
Haha. Of course.
Of course, now it's an evil layer.
What is this? Luigi's Mansion 3?
No, this is actually the secret plot for Luigi's Mansion 4.
Of course.
But
But I was saying, basically, Joe, but the idea is that he wants to, quote-unquote, perfect humanity by turning them into, giving all the abilities of animals or something along those lines, basically. Which is why that's his plan in general, not like. But go on.
So, my dude, why not just offer Wednesday a grant and tell her the truth? I need to perfect an experiment. Why do you have to do the whole, "Oh, I'm your real father" lie when you're probably just gonna get rid of her anyway?
She was clearly not in the mood of actually telling him until
Oh, but that's the thing, though. Oh God.
Why would? Oh my God.
Okay, even if she doesn't consider them her family, Wednesday still does have a set of morals, so...
Don't worry, Joe, but she's gonna disagree with him right now. So you're fine.
Of course,
Also,
yeah. Again. I'm not getting mad at Wednesday. I'm more so like, this villain is Well, for some evil scientist, he's very much an idiot in sabotaging his own plans like this. Like,
okay, if he was smart, he wouldn't have gone with the ostrich wife and pig daughter thing. He just would have just said, "Oh, my wife divorced me."
And of course, it's all about fucking money.
Yep. Unstoppable hybrid. He's literally a cartoonish villain in every sense of the term.
It's just like Atlantis, the Lost Empire, all over again.
Like, and again, okay. He really did not need to go with the whole "you're my daughter" trick. He could have offered her a grant and research or whatnot, or given her a better award, seeing as how that's what she wanted at the time.
Ooh. Ow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Wednesday's totally... Yeah, there we go.
So you get it, guys. It's a Universal movie, and it's about family. Ha.
And then Vin Diesel comes out and says, "You don't do that to family."
Well, that's always been a core theme of the franchise.
I just found some irony.
All right. So when are we getting our Jurassic World crossover?
You know, if you're trying to get the girl's formula and whatnot, maybe you shouldn't try and do this blatantly evil stuff in front of her. Don't think she's gonna help you later on.
All right, then.
Of course, let me guess. The bad guy is a genetically mutated gorilla.
Nope. He's actually not been experimented with at all, actually. That being said...
Hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, remember, at the beginning of the first movie, we established that Lurch escaped from an asylum, so...
Oh, they were prison husbands.
Yes.
Huh.
Wow, good skills. Bicycle kick.
So what animal is he fused with?
Let's see.
Ew. This is not Nickelodeon.
That's the thing too. Now we're gonna go full Nickelodeon cartoon right now for the climax.
Oh.
He's gonna turn into kaiju.
Basically, yeah.
Well,
It's going to be a mixture of everything.
I guess to be fair, it kind of would have been a bit of a lame climax if that was how he was beaten.
Well, remember, Jova, what is the other subplot that we need to also bring back and resolve?
Oh, it's a little chimera.
Fester.
Chicken.
Oh yeah, Fester. Really?
he has basically the same plan as the villain from Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
I have no idea what that is.
Basically, the villain from Cadillacs and Dinosaurs wanted to fuse his body with a giant T-Rex, so he would have both the brains of a genius and the strength of a dinosaur. And there we are. There you go, kaiju fight.
Didn't
Why
expect
not?
that in this movie.
Me neither, but honestly, I'm okay with it. Sure,
No,
why
I'm
the
not
fuck?
complaining.
Sure, why not? Hey! Look at it this way. It was set up, so it's not like it comes out of nowhere. So fine.
Oh, let me guess. The
He
mutant
becomes human permanently. Exodus.
because, yeah, I guess. And of course, he really is Dr. Moreau, complete with his creations turning on him in the end. Come to think of it, that is a movie we need to commentate on someday.
Aren't there like multiple versions?
I'm talking about the most recent one. The one with David Thewlis.
I don't know that one.
It's infamous for having one of the worst development phases of a movie ever. So much so that there's even a documentary about it.
There you go, Disney style death.
Oh my god.
Oh!
She said yes! She said yes! Alright. That's what you get for playing God Wednesday.
Oh yeah, Uncle Fester's totally gonna die.
Oh my god.
Well, there you go.
Not sure that's how it works, Wednesday.
It's
It's wacky cartoon science, just roll with it.
Also, Jova, it's literally the only option we have.
To be fair, this is the main reason why they set up the whole necklace thing. Just this is the DNA of various Addams that they basically
it's symbolic and stuff.
So what? Now the potion will turn anyone into an Addams?
as in like it's her past with her family and like the actual family togetherness that actually saves the day, basically. There you go.
Camera wipe.
That sounds painful.
It probably is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just
It's
body
reverse giving
metamorphosis,
birth.
Shiroi.
Welcome back, Fester.
There we go.
Yeah, and because of being hit by the jelly thingy, she also went back to her original form.
No. Her human form. Remember, she was originally a pig, apparently.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. You're right. Never mind. You're right.
Weird. So human gets hit with it, turns into kaiju.
It does. It's plot goo, Jova.
Human.
It's plot goo, Jova. That's basically what it is.
Hey! It's still better than pixels.
Yeah, there you go. The second D stands for different in Addams.
Oh.
So, we gonna do anything about that evil Dr. Kaiju monster?
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
He's dead. Oh, and father?
Punch.
No, it's a hug.
Aww.
Oh, thank God.
So yeah, they were saying the primary thing with Wednesday is like, you know what, I've been struggling with being different from all of you, but at the same time, being different is kind of what makes me cool or something along those lines. So that's fine.
Hey,
Oh man, what happened here?
Granny. Also,
I don't
what?
know, I like it. Oh wait, is this where Cousin It is?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. That was easy. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience, actually. Oh, there's Cousin It.
Yeah, I was right.
Well, I was answering Shira in the current time of when she asked that question. Now he is. Now he is.
Jedi Truth, got it.
I mean, we have Snoop Dogg in the movie, might as well.
Yeah.
That was the meme bit, okay.
And a little music video.
Hey, Wild Wild West. Wait a minute.
Cousin It is a player. All right, okay. Nato, you're gonna see Gomez and Morticia as they were actually drawn by Charles Addams in a few moments. Basically, they're gonna Charles Addams eyes these new character designs of sorts. It's actually a cool thing.
Already kind of that?
No, as in like they're really gonna take all these things because actually Wednesday doesn't look like how Charles drew her. Jova, it's Wednesday actually looks different. To be fair, so they're gonna. So their idea is, what would this Wednesday look like? There you go. The reason that the DFS didn't work is because there you go. Yeah, there's all this air replaced. There you go. You only get one.
Yeah.
For a frequel?
I don't know, maybe. Anyway, yeah, there you go.
Ow, less of that.
Sorry. There you go. Basically, to that face that Morticia's making, that's how Charles drew her. And Gomez as well, basically. There you go. Yeah, Gomez and Morticia right there. Yeah, right, just like how Charles drew them. So I actually do like the extra bit of homage to Charles' original drawings.
Now people are gonna say, you should have made the movie look like this.
I wouldn't mind. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, unfortunately, CGI is always the standard go-to style in Hollywood. So nowadays.
I do agree that this.
Wait, what? Unfortunately.
All right, that's it.
So I guess there's no post-credit scene.
No.
All right then. So who wants to start with the final thoughts?
Dej?
Dej.
It's fine. Like, not as strong as the first movie, and I feel like the plot was a bit too weird because of the whole am I an Adam, or what? Once they started, is she an Adam, whatnot? Like, ultimately she learns the lessons. Like, yeah, she is, and it's like, just because she can't relate to anyone in your family doesn't mean that you're not related, because that's not how it works.
Oh yeah, that's the whole idea. She even said it herself, like being different is kind of my thing in this family, and that's fine. So yeah, that's fine.
I just feel like, again, the plot was what were you trying to accomplish with this? In a way, it does feel like a repeat of the first film, because Wednesday was trying to was having grievances with her parents, most specifically with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I kind of wish this one was about the parents instead of her.
Yeah. I do get what you mean, Miko. I feel like the first movie did enough with focusing on Wednesday more than anyone else. Like, this could have been their shot.
Yeah. Overall, it's fine. No, not too offensive. I don't think it deserves that the critical pan it got. It's just like, yeah, it's like the worst you can say is it's a white noise.
Yeah, honestly, I find this movie to be harmless. To be honest with you, like to be honest, like it's nothing amazing or anything. Trust me, like, and that's definitely a step down from the first movie. But honestly, I still don't think it's all that terrible. To be honest, it's again, it's like Deji said, it's fine.
Again, one thing to remember about the Rotten Tomatoes score, guys, the percentage isn't so much an averaging of the scores people gave to it. It's just a percentage of how many critics actually liked the movie.
Oh, sure.
That's something that people don't understand.
Oh, sure, I understand that, Jova. And don't get me wrong, for as flawed as this movie is, and it is very flawed, as we've all talked about, I still hesitate to call this a disaster, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. In order for something to be a disaster, it has to be way worse than this to me.
Has anybody really called this a disaster?
24 frames of Nick from YouTube.
I'm pretty sure
he's an animation YouTuber, basically. He does reviews of animated films and stuff like that.
The thing also about it, Jova, is that, at least for the first one, when it's not talked, bad, like for the video that Pedro mentioned, the first movie is not even talked that much. It kind of just went away. So it's probably going to happen the same with this one, probably.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can kind of get why. Again, I think these movies are fine too, but they're not really showstopper material, if you
No, they're not.
I mean, so I can get why it kind of just came and went. And you know what? Maybe sometimes we do just need a movie that's just, here to be fine, nothing remarkable. I will admit, though, Dead Sis have a point. Having seen that credits footage, how cool would it have been to have had an Addams Family movie in that animation style? Of course, still being good, like, can't just rely on the animation alone, but god dang, that really looks... Now that looks pretty much like the comics brought to an updated form.
Yeah, it does. It was a nice little nod, though. I would like to give that to the directors. The directors, because I've seen the Blu-ray extras of the first movie. The directors themselves talk about how they grew up and like the franchise, and I can tell as a fan myself. I can definitely tell that these directors are fans of the franchise because there's again the nods. Like for example, 1973 cartoon. Only a fan would reference a 1973 cartoon in this movie. So yeah, definitely. So I appreciate that. You done, Dej?
Yeah.
Okay, Teo?
Sure. Honestly, there are things that I like more than the first movie, and things that I disliked a bit more. But overall, I am still overall satisfied on the most part. Honestly, the worst things of this movie to me are how safe, quote unquote, the plot is. I don't think it's completely garbage, but the problem is that it's safe, like I just said. Most of its elements are super easy to telegraph, like me and the others have lampshaded,
Yeah.
That in itself is not necessarily a bad thing, but in this day and age, this kind of feels like it's at least 10-15 years too late to the party. And for a property that it's super old, and these movies are clearly done to revitalize it for a more modern public, as seen with the gags with the Valley girls and their selfies and stuff, it probably is not the adrenaline shot that it's needed. It's still very solid and done for the fans, and I will take this over something that actually damages the product, But I can see why not many people will be caring about this. But this is clearly not that completely bad of a movie. No, the other thing that I really don't like is the score, or more like the lack thereof. There are a couple, I think that we didn't mention, there are a couple of remixes of the Addams Family theme that I was not really particularly, interested about how they were mixed, but all the pop songs, most of the pop songs were just obnoxiously inserted here. I may like one or two cases where they put it there, but otherwise they were just, an annoyance.
Yeah.
But otherwise, honestly, I still like the animation. I think the first movie, I did check on TV Tropes for confirmation because of something I noticed. And yeah, they did actually improve on two complaints that we didn't notice in the first movie. They did improve how the other humans look. They don't look like more these weird proportions being, they're actually more well proportioned. And two, while it's obviously telegraphed, the villain actually has more of an impact and actually gets a comeuppance rather than just, being easily forgiven like that. So I kind of like, I have to admit, I kind of like at least those two factors. So it does show that the team did listen to the complaints that the first movie got. I get the idea, however, that considering also this is being received poorly, and I can imagine it's not going to sell that much at the box office. Universal MGM might probably just cut plans for a future for this. So we'll see what happens. I honestly think I still was satisfied in the end. I like most of the humor actually. There were only like 2 or 3 jokes that I didn't like. But that's something that I can skip over. I think maybe I'm not okay. The big struggle to me is seeing if this is better or not, or the first movie, or was on the same level. Probably the latter for different reasons, maybe. But I don't know. There is something in this movie that I do believe it just works a bit better than the previous one to me.
I guess it depends on what you're looking for. For me personally, I find this movie to be a step down from the first one, especially in the story. But I argue it's good enough so that it's a worthy, fine sequel. Like it's the point where it's not as good. Yes, it's a step down from the first movie.
Sorry,
but it still works well enough so that I'm not insulted by this. Go on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's again the worst that I can say about it that it plays safe. And yes, again, the telegraphing of the plot points are grown worthy, as we mentioned. But again, I will take this over an actually badly written plot, So no,
that Predator.
That's just an example we did recently, Joe. But I'm pretty sure there are plenty of other.
It is. Hey, it's a badly written plot and a terrible sequel. It applies to what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, like you said, it takes place during Halloween, so
but
it's
maybe in different
relevant.
ways.
What are you talking about? BRB.
Also, no. I was also wanting to compare it to potentially something of an old property trying to be about maybe I guess Wild West, since Jova mentioned it before. I guess that can work too. But the point is, I overall liked it. It has flaws, but I still enjoyed it a bit better than the first movie. Next.
Surprising. Go ahead, Shiroi. What do you think?
It was fine. I don't think it was as good as the first, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the plots of both are, nothing overly unique, but I don't know, there was something more engaging about the first one. I feel like it was a bit more charming than this. Not that I didn't enjoy this, it was funny, but I don't know, this one feels, as was said earlier, more like white noise than anything. My opinion of the music is the same as Tio's, pretty much.
Too much pop music?
Well, not even that. It's just it's okay, they're using songs that hundreds of other movies have used when it comes to licensed music. There's so much other music out there that's probably more fitting, Stop using the same 5 songs, guys.
I think the one
I'll give him credit for doing Ace of Spades, because I don't remember any movie doing that.
No, that one is one of the exceptions.
And I will give him credit. The I Will Survive cover was nice too.
I think if they take the songs and, you know, they make sense for the situation, and if, you know, they parody it or do a nice little cover of it, which we did see in this movie, then it's fine. But instead of just slapping the same random song in there.
Let me help you there. Yeah. Let me help you there. See, the reason it doesn't work well when Wednesday's doing that voodoo doll thing with Pugsley is because it's just put in there just for seemingly no reason. But the reason the Ace of Spades and Lurch singing in the bar work is because it's done for the purpose of a joke. So it's actually, the song has a purpose in the context of the movie, aside from just being a pop song.
They can do it. It's just like they need to do it for the whole movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They had one original song, I think, and that was for the sake of a joke as well. So.
Mm-hmm. I think the Snoop Dogg song at the end also was very good because
Snoop Dogg
composed one for the first movie.
So there are a couple in there. There was the one I was thinking of was the one from the stage play, quote unquote.
True.
The credit sequence at the end was nice. I'm not sure they'd make a movie out of it, but maybe a series of shorts would be nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. The villain is probably better, but still, this is like stuff was way too obvious, especially with, you know, the whole conflict with Wednesday, because unless you're very, very young and this is your first exposure to the series, you are not buying this.
No.
Like at all.
Again. I'd argue even if you weren't a fan of this series, you probably could tell this wasn't going to go the way it is. Because for one, the guy is an obvious scumbag. And two, there's these constant fake-outs and them not actually showing us the DNA test done properly to the point where, yeah, it's kind of obvious. And okay, even if they had the bravery to do something that drastic to the franchise, it was obvious they were still going to have Wednesday, you know, go back to the Addams family.
Honestly, Jova, I would rather have this than them actually going through with actually making Wednesday not a real now. That would have been something worth being pissed off about.
Pedro, that's exactly part of my point. Like, no way were they going to do it. So why even bother raising the question?
But again, trust me. Oh, trust me. I understand that. Like, I understand what they're going for. They wanted to have the whole thing with the Addams family, as envisioned by Charles Addams, is that it's a celebration of the different. So obviously, this plot will also have some kind of moral regarding differences. It's just that the movie's way of getting there is very weird, as Deji said. Yeah.
Anyway, back to you, Shiroi.
Mm-hmm. Not much else, really. It's just... It wasn't great. It was fine.
It definitely wasn't great.
It exists.
To be fair, the first movie...
I'm putting this in the it exists
to be fair, the first movie wasn't great either. It was pretty good, but it wasn't great.
But it was, like I said, more engaging to me.
It was.
The first movie was a solid 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I just also agree that this was written...
Yes, sir.
I just also generally agree that this plot was essentially the same as the first movie's plot, but just told slightly differently.
Mm-hmm.
Weaker or better?
No, not as well, just because of, you know, they tried to get us to believe that Wednesday wasn't an Adam, which is like, no, sorry. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go on, Jova.
I guess I'll go next. So, yeah, this is the movie where Pugsley falls in love with a pig.
Honestly, I can see that.
Jordan and Twilight.
Honestly, that's believable. That actually is believable. More believable than the Wednesday thing. I will argue there.
You know what? Yeah, honestly, I think I would have much preferred if we focused on Pugsley's arc than Wednesday's arc.
Yeah.
And trust me, I was complaining about how cliche Pugsley's arc, well, actually, no, I didn't, but, you know, Pugsley's arc may have been a bit cliche itself, but I think this movie's biggest strengths and weaknesses are Wednesday. Sort of similar to the first one, but here I'd say the problem is more on hand with how they really are banking on you liking Wednesday to the point where you'll be so invested with whether or not she is truly an Addams. And I'm like, again, I'd argue even people who aren't familiar with the franchise would probably call this, would probably be able to call the outcome of this. Like, again, it just feels Meanwhile, you know what? The whole Pugsley falling in love with a pig thing, that, as wacky as that is, that feels more amusing. And, you know, when they actually do work, it could have worked. Well, granted, we didn't get to see much of their relationship, so screw it. I guess I'm more interested in that than I am with the Wednesday thing. And look, I'm not going to act like this movie is some unbelievable piece of trash, but it just feels unremarkable.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and, okay, yeah, like Shiroi, Tio, and Dej alluded to, the first film was not great, but good, solid, fine, you know, it's solid and fine. This one, sadly, does feel less than that. Like, I'll admit, if you don't have friends to watch this with, you might find this a waste of your time, unless you're really into, like, you know, this series of movies. There are good jokes, yes, but there's also a lot of bad ones, too. And I feel like the movie is just silly when it legit tried to fake us out with a sad song, and they were serious about it. Well, a sad modern pop song anyway, but still a sad song nonetheless. And I'm like, come on, movie. we know exactly how this is going to go. And lo and behold, I more or less called stuff down to the letter. I mean, granted, I guess the only thing I didn't call was how the twist would be revealed, because no, the bad guy just fully admits that he faked everything. Like, yeah, okay, this bad guy is better, but also worse than the first villain in some ways. That said, I'd say he's overall a better villain who does actually get his comeuppance properly, unless he survived that fall, which, hell, could have happened if they didn't want the movie to be too dark. But regardless, at least we get to beat him up and whatnot. But yeah, unfortunately, his plan is pretty dumb. Again, here's what you do. Maybe take on Wednesday as an intern. Offer her, like, an internship or something, or some scholarship, because clearly she wants to be respected for her intelligence at the start of the movie. Yeah, come to think of it, what happened to Wednesday's whole thing about being special in the trophies thing? That kind of just vanished from the plot.
What, you mean Wallace Shawn's character?
No, I'm talking about the whole you remember how Wednesday was all about how she wanted to be recognized for her genius with the trophies?
Oh, that,
and all
yeah.
that?
Well, I'm guessing their idea is that her scientific knowledge saving Fester is kind of her own personal achievement of sorts. I don't know. Go on.
Yeah, okay. Though, okay, now that to be said, about stuff that did work, I do feel like the animation is much better for this movie than the first one, if that's anything to go off of. That said, man, that credits footage felt like such a tease as to a cool Addams Family animation movie we could get. But alas. As for, okay, now one thing that didn't really work for me in this movie, yeah, I wasn't really feeling the whole Uncle Fester humor here in this one. Like, it was just, it felt more a little random variant here and there. Not like it was completely unbearable, but it just didn't really land with me. That being said, yeah, the lawyer character literally was just there as sort of a kind of villain who pursues them, only to then get killed by Wednesday. Now, it's weird. In some ways, this movie feels more mean-spirited than the first movie, but also not as dark as the first movie. Again, like Tio said, maybe it was them trying to appeal to a bout of audience or whatnot, but this movie is not as dark as you usually expect Addams Family to be, right down to, again, Wednesday's hair not even being nooses, oddly enough. No, what they do keep is her torturing Pugsley, but like I said, it doesn't feel as, you know, two-sided as it did in the other affair, where they're going at each other. Instead, it's just Wednesday terrorizing Pugsley to the point where he has to ask his mother for help. Like, ain't never seen that in Addams Family before. It feels a bit off here and there. Now, that said, overall, at the end of the day, it's a perfectly watchable movie. It's not something I'd go out of my way to watch again, but it's perfectly watchable. I will say this, though. If this movie not being as good as what stops, a better potential sequel from coming, well, then that's unfortunately on the studio makers here, because it does feel like they were trying to be way, way too safe for an Addams Family movie. That is definitely, I feel like, this movie's biggest problem. It's like, even with the things of the first movie, that movie did feel at least distinctly Addams Family. In this movie, there are huge chunks where I feel like I could see this in any other movie. So, again, it's fine. I just wish it could have been better, that's all. Hey, Joe, I believe that leaves you.
Yeah. Honestly, it's fine from what it is. Yeah, but it is very flawed, definitely. However, what really carries it for me is the humor. The humor actually, to me at the very least, works really well because there's definitely a lot more good jokes than bad jokes. And again, and the voice actors in particular are also still very enjoyable as they were. So yeah, I still have fun. To be honest, I really like the jokes in general. The story is like for all the reasons that have been said already. So yeah, that's the thing. Like when it comes to story, actual story, like actual quality of a story, the Addams Family movies, and by that I mean feature-length theatrical films, have always had trouble. The one that works the best is Addams Family Values, specifically because it doesn't even try to have any kind of moral or message or anything. It's just a wacky comedy, and it's all the better for it. Because every time an Addams Family film tries to have, although I will say the previous movie, the 2019 movie, did a good enough job of making its story work. I will argue. Was it perfect?
Flaws, but for the most part, yeah. It did hold.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Was it perfect? No, but it worked enough. It worked well enough for what it wanted to achieve.
I think you just pointed out my biggest frustration with this movie. It's like, well, it's sort of like with It Takes Two. Like we have seen with the first Addams Family movie in 2019 that they can do better. So this
I guess they should have kept.
Like
I guess they should have just kept the same writers from the first movie.
I don't know.
Definitely. Anyway, but yeah, it's yeah, for as heavily flawed as the movie is, I still enjoy it, and I still think it's not something that's like an insult to the first movie. I don't think so. I mean, is it? I can see it. I think it's works just well enough. But I will say, Conrad and Greg, I think you guys should quit while you're ahead, because definitely don't make a third one. I definitely don't recommend it, because I feel like at this point you guys should, well, normally I would say you should quit while you're ahead, but you're not ahead because your movie's been ravaged by critics, both movies.
We'll have to see what MGM wants to do.
Oh, right. I forgot. One other critique I forgot to mention. Yeah, even though they came up with a reason for it, really big missed opportunity that they didn't bring the grandma along with them.
I'm personally fine with the grandma party joke. Personally, I don't mind it.
I mean, yeah, it's a party joke.
But Madam Foster's.
I guess I kind of would have rather her had more of an active role in the movie, though. I'm
guessing they couldn't come up with any. They already had plenty of other things for all the other characters, including even Cousin to do, so they couldn't come up with something for her to do. So instead of just having her stand there and do nothing, I guess they felt this was better, which I can see why. But like, if you can come up with anything for her to do in the plot, yeah, this is probably the best way you can, at the very least. I mean, like at the very least, she's there and she delivers a good joke at the end, so it's fine. I prefer that over her just standing there in the camper doing nothing. If they couldn't come up with anything for her to do. Obviously, the ideal thing would be for her to come along and have something to do, but if they couldn't come up with anything, sure, at the very least, they came up with something else instead of just having her stand there.
Honestly, like I said, I wish if they make a third one, don't make Wednesday the main focus. Just focus on the parents and their relationship.
Yeah, I agree as well.
I would rather have the typical Simpsons episode where Homer and Marge's relationships are, you know,
instead of having another episode where Lisa's a pretentious asshole. Yeah,
yes.
I get it.
It's like
Lisa's the worst Simpsons character.
That's the interesting thing. That before the Barry Sonnenfeld films, the most popular Addams Family members were Gomez and Morticia. But ever since Barry Sonnenfeld reinvented Wednesday to be the more aggressive,
also of Christina Ricci's performance.
Yeah, Christina Ricci's as well. Ever since Barry Sonnenfeld reinvented Wednesday, instead of being the nice, adorable little girl, instead they make her the more aggressive.
Yeah, she's the original goth girlfriend.
Yeah, basically ever since that new Wednesday came up, Wednesday rose to become the more popular of the Addams. So I can understand
her own show on Netflix.
Which is by Tim Burton, so that should be interesting.
That being said, how about this, Dej? One of these days I have to show you the Barry Sonnenfeld films. The Addams Family Values is great. I love that movie. But yeah, the Addams. The point is, yes, it's one of those cases where I think the Addams Family films. Okay, except for the 2019 one. The 2019 one made the story work well enough. But for the most part, yeah, but aside from the 2019 one, the Addams Family films are at their best when they're just embrace the comedy and don't try to tell a story, a meaningful one at least.
And they still forgot the train crashing gag. Damn it!
That is true. I will agree with you there. Hopefully that's which is why, honestly, I think like I said, honestly, I think the directors should just leave and not make a third one, because I'm still okay with this one, but yeah, I can definitely see how potentially bad a third one can be if the quality decreases again. So I definitely think we should end this particular incarnation here.
Again, it really depends on what MGM wants to do. We'll probably see the results.
Remember, the first. Sorry, go on.
We'll see probably the result if the buyout from Amazon gets completed.
Yeah, it also depends on how much it sells, of course. Because remember, the first movie, for as much as the critics panned on it, it was liked by audiences, and it was a financial success, which is why we now have this sequel.
By the time we're commenting, it has just come out in America. It still has to come out in most European countries, so we cannot really have a figure. So that's for the future to tell, I guess.
And you know what? If you enjoyed this movie, all the more power to you. There are things to enjoy.
Honestly, like I said, it's a very flawed movie, but I wouldn't quite call it necessarily bad. Mediocre at worst for me. While it is very flawed, I still think it succeeds just enough so that it's fine for what it is. It
captures the spirit of the IP. It respects it. And
that's one thing. That's the main reason why I enjoy these movies, Dej. Because while these movies are indeed flawed, they get the most important thing right to me, which is the characters. Yes, this second movie has some hiccups there, like for all the reasons Joe already specified, but I can tell there's a genuine. I can tell that Conrad and Greg are genuine fans of this franchise, and they're genuinely just trying to make good movies on their own, and they work fine enough for me personally, especially the first movie. The first movie is definitely a very solid Addams Family movie, I will argue. So yeah, and like I said, it works well enough. I still enjoyed this movie for what it was. Is it great? No. Is it as good as the first movie? Definitely not. But then again, it depends. Taylor apparently enjoyed it more than the first one, so who knows? Okay, it's good enough. I guess that's the best way I can put it. It's not great, but it's not good as good as the first movie, but it's good enough, just good enough, to me at least. That being said, Conrad, Greg, I think you better not make a third one. Move on to something different after this, because I think your franchise is running out of steam.
Yeah.
You probably normally I would say, okay, let me put it this way. from my perspective, not from the perspective of the critics, from my perspective, they should quit while they're ahead. Basically.
Pretty much.
So
like, you know what I mean? Look. If this particular take on the franchise ends here, they can end it saying, you know, we may not have been the best, but we weren't the worst.
No, trust me.
We had something unique to us.
Trust me. There are... honestly, I prefer this over the 1973 cartoon. I will say that. And I also prefer it over the 19...
Like many Hanna-Barbera cartoons of the 70s, that too tries to play safe for the time being, which for today's standards, it means that it's very, very boring at best.
No, the 73 cartoon is... don't get me wrong, it's not horrible or anything, but it is boring like that. And I do prefer to over the 1998 TV revival that they had with Tim Curry. Don't get me wrong, Tim Curry as Gomez, perfect casting. The writing, unfortunately, wasn't on point for that. Let's just say that.
Was that like a whole TV series or something, or was that just like a one-shot?
It was a movie that then kind of became a TV series, but it didn't last long because it wasn't very good. Let's just say that.
Poor ratings, I guess.
Oh, man, they wasted Tim Curry as Gomez?
I know, right? That's how criminal it is, Jova. Tim Curry as Gomez is ideal casting if I've ever heard it.
And he couldn't save that? Damn.
Well,
all right, then.
The point is, it's fine. And I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we did. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it enough like we did.
I mean, none of us disliked it. So.
No, I didn't. Yeah, like I said, it's like Deji said. It's like Deji said, Shiroi. The reason the movies are still enjoyable despite their heavy flaws is because you can tell their sincerity on part of the filmmakers. Did they succeed entirely? No, but you can tell they're trying, and that's and that's what makes the difference. Because
hey, speaking of trying, Tio.
Actually, no, I just received a pigeon paper from Leaves. That is odd. Let me just see. I hope you haven't started Halloween without me, you bloody wankers. Okay. I'm waiting for you in Prideland, whatever. Rich apparently invited me to a feast because he talked about a black pot, so maybe we're doing porridge. So I'll wait for you there, hopefully. I can't read that. The point is that it seems that next time we're heading to a very dark place. Maybe
dark age.
Yeah, not just in terms of medieval age, but a little dark age of animation. What many people consider the lowest point in Disney animation history, the Black Cauldron.
Yes.
See ya.
See ya.